Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening.
Sir, you can start, sir.
Yes, good evening. Good evening, my dears. Good evening, my dear students. Okay. Jaswant, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Gana. Okay, last class, what we have discussed, my dear students? What are the important points? Okay. Already we saw it. What are the things? How the baby formation, first trimester, second trimester, third trimester. That things also already we discussed. Today we are going to discuss about the remaining part of the human reproductions. Okay. So what is that? See here. So these are the mammals slides which connected with the which are the umbilical cord. This is part of the umbilical. This is an elephant, isn't it? This is dolphin. These are all comes under the headings known as what is that? Animals category, isn't it? Okay. So already we discussed about the placenta, isn't it? What is my placenta? What are the structure is there? How it will be connected with the fetus as well as the mother. Okay, that things also already we discussed. What are the main mechanisms? Suppose if it is a mother blood containing, okay, mother blood. See here, sorry for the interruption. See, mother blood containing variety of substances already known nitrogen bases. It is also derived from the protein molecule. It is harmful to the embryo. That things also already we discussed, isn't it? This is a structure of a and the another one is female hormone is responsible for the what? The male baby development completely suffered. It is not allowed. That things also already we discussed. Okay, and then so many hormone Okay, what are the hormone? HGCG and HPL, all those things already, these are all are secreted by the ovary. It is very essential for the pasturations. Then only the baby will come out. Okay, that things also already we discuss. And the embryonic membrane, these are the 4 embryonic membrane also already present in amnion, chorion, allotosis, and also yolk sac, isn't it? These things also already we discuss. Okay. See here. Now, what we are going to discuss? Okay, pregnancy. What is by pregnancy? That things also already we discussed. Okay, and also what is by stem cells? Okay, what is by stem cells? So how it will be used for the stem cells in future diagnostic process or clinical aspects? That things already we saw it ideas, isn't it? What are the cells present in it? What are the cells are derived from the stem cells from the during the pregnancy times? That things also already we discussed. Okay, these are the stem cells: osteocytes, adipose cells, pancreatic cells, neural cells, and hepatocytes. These are the cells also isolated from the major stem cells. And also these are the what is that parts we can rejuvenation. That is very, very important one. We can produce cardiac muscle cell to cardiac cells. Cardiac diseases, some of the cardiac diseases can be cured by this what is that stem cell implementation. That is very, very important. Okay, see stem cells already how they are stored. I asked yesterday how many temperature, I mean stem cells also cell banking. Okay, how they are preparing, how they are stored in the stem cells, in how many temperature, which temperature. You have to note it down. This is also very, very important. Sometimes they may ask the question from this, but how will you preserve the stem cell in, sometimes they may ask how they are preserving in cell bank, stem cell bank, like that they may ask the questions. Okay, okay. Development of embryo, already we discussed the first trimester, second trimester, and third trimester is also there. Already we discussed this part also. And then we pass on to the next one is called parturition. So already know very about what is parturition. There is a delivery time. So what are the that is called as gestation period. Gestation period means what is the meaning of gestation period? Within the stomach, how many months, how many weeks, how many days we are present inside. That period is called as gestation period. Simply called as 10 months. Isn't it? 10 months. Vigorous contraction of uterus due to the hormones. Okay, already what are the hormones? It is essential. Already know about that things also. That is a labor pains also induced by the oxytocin is the hormone. Very, very important one. Okay, so not only that, and these are the types: the dilation stage and expulsion stage and state of after birth. These are the 3 stages also present in the during pasturations. That things also already we saw it. Changes in baby. What are the changes which occurs inside? Means nitrous oxide is very, very essential for the blood flow mechanisms. Okay, suppose if it is not produced like that, it will lead to some diseases. Okay, and that things. Okay, because the flow of blood flow through the umbilical cord, ducts of arteries, and foramen ovalic acids and the adult pattern of the blood flow throughout the heart aorta and pulmonary arteries, all those things. Okay, so these things already we discussed. Lactation also one of the very, very important process after the pregnancy. Already know about. Okay, the placenta secretes the large quantity of human chorionic stomato and mammotrophin, which is probably also lactogenic properties. It has a milk. There is a properties. The supporting the prolactin from the mother pituitary during pregnancy. These are the hormones essential for the production of milk from the mammary gland. Okay, so what are the responsible hormones? Sometimes they may ask the question. Sometimes they ask the question from the these part, which organs they produce prolactin. Okay, like that they may ask the questions. You have to answer it properly. Okay, and then already we discussed these things. Types of egg, isn't it? Microlethal, mesolethal, macrolethals. Okay, that things also already discussed. And what are the corresponding examples? That things also already we discussed, isn't it? And homolethal depends upon the distribution of the yolk. Okay, homolethal Homozygous is nothing but the throughout the egg cytoplasm, uniformly distributed. This is called as iso, means uniformly, same, similar. Okay. Teloleucithal is nothing but the confined, only the vegetal pole side, which it will be any one of the sides. There are two types of side is there. One is called as what is that? Central and also antipodal. Already in our, but the egg, it consists of three portions. Is that salosapod, middle portion, and also the antipodal. So likewise, the egg also it has okay, vegetal poles. Okay, that is called as teloleucithal. Central is the central yolk surrounded by the active cytoplasm. This is the central portion, that middle portion, otherwise called as what is a polar. When you are going to study the plant, okay, the ovary inside there is a center, there is a nucleus present. That central nucleus is called as polar nucleus. Already you studied it. It's double fertilization. Okay, next we are going to see the next one is called on the basis of covering. Covering means what is that? There is a layer is there. The layer is mostly calcium carbonate or calcium phosphate. Cleared eggs with hard calcareous and waterproof self-fully leaden with yolk. Example, eggs of reptiles, bats, and some arthropods. Calcium carbonate. Okay, our teeth is made up of what is it? Calcium phosphate. Non-cleared, some of them are, there is no covering. But the other, instead of covering, what will happen? There is a plastic rubber-like structure is present in outside. As no hard cell, the development is mostly internal or in water. Such type of organs or non-cleidic eggs. Such type of eggs or non-cleidic eggs. You know the difference between cleidic and non-cleidic. Okay, my dear students. Ajay, do you know this one? What is my cleide? Cleide is nothing but the hard coat, isn't it? What about Jaswant? Non-cleide is nothing but the, what is that? The outermost covering is very, it is not hard like that. Okay, just like our egg, human, which egg, you know, and hen. Okay, there is a white color layer is that. That layer is called a cell. The cell is made up of which one, you know, calcium carbonate. That is very, very important. What is the next one? Types of cleavage. This is very, very important. According to the divisions, there are so many types have been reported. One is called as holoblastic. Another one is called as meroplastic. And these are the two types have been reported. Okay. The holoblastic means what is that? The cleavage furrow divide the zygote or plastomere completely. Some of them are what happened, you know, it will not cleave completely. It may be in partially completed. Some of the egg, it look like that one. Okay, according to that cleavage, the holoplastic. Hollow means there is a gap. Furrow means there is a small screw-like structures. See here, holoplastic equal. The plastomeres are divided equal in size, occurs in isoleucithal or microleucithal eggs. Holoplastic. Holoplastic unequal. Here is equal, here is unequal. There is a difference. One equatorial plan plastomeres are divided unequally due to higher amount of yolk on vegetal sides. Sometimes the division takes place, you know, what happened, you know, the vegetal pole, it contain more amount of cytoplasm. Okay, another side, what happened, it will be less than that of the vegetal pole. One side will be higher and one side will be lesser. Such type of division is called as holoblastic, otherwise called as unequal, because one side is higher concentration, other side is a very less concentration. Hence, the clastomeres on this sides are bigger macromeres, and on animal pole side are smaller. This is called as two. The egg is divided into two sides. One is called as which one? The macromeres. What is the meaning of macro? Which side the cytoplasm is more, it is considered as it is named as a macromere. The opposite side, what is that? The animal pole side, what happened? You know, the small amount of cytoplasm present in it, it is called as micromeres. Okay, these are all comes to the holoplastic. Second one is macroplastic. See here, macro. Macro means what is that? The cleave furrow in macroleucithal egg does not divide the zygote completely, and it is restricted to only animal pole. It is of two types. It is another type of cleavage. Meroplastic, discoidal. This division is restricted to the animal pole side, resulting in the only plate-like structures. Example in a polylethal eggs of the reptile and bats. These are the types, polylethal. Neuroplastic, superficial, note it down. This is called as discoidal, disc-like shape product produced. Plate, otherwise called as disc-like shape present in the center. It is called as discoid. And superficial means this cleavage result in a superficial layer of the plastomeres around the central yolk. Example, centrolethal eggs of insects. Insects eggs, when we are going to see inside, what happened, you know, this is a superficial character. Inside also there is a one layer is there. That layer is called as what is that? Superficial layer. Okay. Next one. Pattern of cleavage, already about. Our body is also divided bilaterally, radially, symmetrically, and also longitudinally, like that, Likewise, the during the cleavage time also, they observed how they are cleavated, radially or something else. Okay. See here, the result. Okay. So the result. So I couldn't see this one. Radial means already radial or symmetrical. What is the meaning of radial? It may be in the longitudinal aspects. So radial, the resultant blastomeres get arranged in such a manner that the blastule occurs radial, symmetrical. Example, sponges, cylindrate, and some echinoderms. These are all what happened, the cleavage taking place by how? Radial aspect, radial. Okay. Go to the next one. Biradial, already but we are all biradial, isn't it? We can split into two halves. Okay, one eye, one nose, one hand, one leg, likewise. The blastomeres get arranged on the plants of the right and left sides. It is also basically of radial type. Example, animals of bilateral symmetrical. We are all comes under the animal, isn't it? Social animals. So our body is also split into biradials. These two are interterminated cleavage, as the fat of the cell is not determined in this stage. This is another one. Spiral, already spiral means resultant blastomeres get arranged at a different position, and the very new generation of the cell is thus placed at the spiral plane of relations to their mother cell. Since the fat of the blastomeres is determined from the beginnings, it is determinate cleavage. Example, some flatworm, annelids, most of the mollusks and arthropods, these are all having the spiral cleavages. Okay, spiral cleavages also occurs. And then we'll pass on to the next one. It is a type of very according to the egg type. Some of them are having the according to their egg types also there. What are the types? These are stereoblastula according to their blastula nature, and coleoblastula, and discoblastula, superficial blastula. These are the four has given in this part. Solid blastula, either otherwise called as what is stereoblastula. These blastomeres get arranged in the way that no or very small cavity left. Example, sponges and Serapidula, mollusca. These are the animals having the egg. The egg is, what is that? Which type? The stereoblastula. Stereoblastula is nothing but the solid blastula. Okay. And coleoblastula. What is that? A prominent blastocoleal cavity. There is a gap in between the two layer. Is formed within, example, in the all isolethal, microlethal, and also mesolethal eggs also having this type of blastula. Disc means already disc over the underlying yolk. Example, polylethtic egg. Superficial blastula. Blastula develop as a peripheral structure around the central yolk. Example, in the centrolethal egg of insects. So many things it comes under the example. Which one is the example? Insects. So many example has given. Okay. So these are all comes under the headings known as what is that? Cleavage type. Okay. So that's all about the part 6. We'll pass on to the last part, 7th one. Just listen carefully. This is very, very, very important one, my dear students. Okay. See that? reproductive health, we are going to see the last and least part. Okay, reproductive health. That's all about that lesson. I finish it. Okay, we'll pass on to the next lesson is called as reproductive health. During reproductions, what happened? You should be your internal organ and also should be very healthy in nature. What are the awareness regarding the reproductive health is? Some of them are educated one. See here, mind, body, soul. These all three are healthy. Then only you will become a, what is that? Complete man. Mind is also healthy in nature. Body is also healthy. And soul is also healthy. Then only you will become a complete man. Otherwise, you will become a sick person or diseased person, like that. Okay. So you have to keep it in your mind. All the three. Okay. So you go to the next one. First of all, introduction. First, listen carefully. This is very, very important, my dear students. Some of them are I will skip and will tell you that things also. Introduction. Reproductive health is an important part of the general health. Normally, you are healthy means what is that? You will not get any disease. You will not fall into disease. That condition is called as healthy. Is deals with the reproductive process. It is also similar to it is only for the not only the body and also mind also healthy. Then only you can think a good thing. Okay, positive way you can think and you can do. Suppose after think what you have to proceed. So physical fitness is also very, very important. Just to go to the gym, and those who are having the body muscles, you just go to the gym and fit your health. This is also very, very important. Now after that you will get the confidence. Then only, okay, you are healthy means your activity is also healthy in nature. There is the things. It deals with the reproductive process, functional and system at all stages of life. That is very, very important. What is mean by healthy? How will you decide you are healthy? You are doing your work, your function, your all the activities will be very effective. Means that condition is called as what is that? You are in healthy nature. Okay, once again. What is by reproductive health is defined as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and or merely the absence of disease or infirmity in all matter related to the reproductive system and to its function and process. These are all called as a reproductive health. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, where is WHO present in anybody else? Mr. Ajay as well as Jaswant. World Health Organization is
sir, is it Netherlands, sir?
Netherlands, exactly. I need.
Sir, Hague.
No, The Hague is a, what is that? You know, it's a world court, isn't it? High court.
Sir, International Court of Justice, sir.
Yeah. Correct. International
sir,
court.
Then is it at Switzerland, sir?
No. First you told, it's correct. But exactly I'm asking. Okay, just you mean it. Okay, I will tell you. Listen carefully. World Health Organization, simply called as WHO. Okay, WHO. WHO present in where? Geneva. WHO Geneva. WHO Geneva. Note it down. This is very, very important. Geneva is one of the part of which one? Netherlands or Switzerland?
So Switzerland, sir.
Suya? Ajay, Suya? Are you Suya that one? Okay, no need.
Yes,
that.
sir.
Okay.
Sir, it's in Switzerland, sir, Geneva.
Okay, Switzerland is nothing but the European playground, isn't it? Okay, anyhow, a small, what is that? Nickname is also that. Okay, you just remind yourself who, World Health Organization, WHO Geneva. That things, mind it, keep it in your mind. That's all. Okay, WHO Geneva. Okay. Reproductive health is a total well-being in all aspects of reproduction, that is physical, emotional, behavior, and also social. Okay, this is the introduction of the reproductive health. Okay, then we'll pass on to the next one is, what is that? Significance of the reproductive health education. Reproductive health is very, very important. In our country, it will not possible. In foreign countries, they are doing. Even 6th standard, the reproductive health is also, what is the teaching? They are taught. Okay, anyhow, it is very wrongly it's going on in our country. The students will take a different thinking. That's the reason. Okay. See, first one. The reproductive health education provides awareness to the both male and female for leading to a healthy and safety reproductive life. Then only you will get the offspring is healthy. Otherwise, what happens? It is very complicated. Second point, it makes an individual of reproductive age aware about the fertility regulating methods. This is also another point. Okay. Reproductive age is not a 16 is not a age, isn't it? Why? 21, 23 is the age for it's world level the organization. What is that? Fixed the age of reproduction. Okay, reproductive age. Okay, it provides information on proper hygiene of genitalia. The outermost part, we are having the outer part, isn't it? The reproductive part should be very hygienic in nature. Then only the offspring will be very healthy. Otherwise, what happens? It may be some disorders or disease like that. It gives information on the protection against a reproductive tract infection and sexually transmitted disease. This is very, very important. Sexually transmitted diseases due to some of the bacteria, virus, and fungus, and also spores. Okay. Suppose if it is not hygienic, what happen? It will lead to some diseases. That is the reason. Okay, so we have to properly hygienic in manner during the birthing process. It also helps in the planning of the number of children. Suppose in ancient ages, how many children are there? 16 child. Okay, nowadays only 2, V2, our 2, like that. Now the only one child is also there. Some of the okay. So it is also help planning the number of children for enjoying family life and rearing children with the best resources. That is very, very important. Okay. Suppose if it is in olden ages, already I told you the 16 child is also there. So likewise, 2022, likewise, what will happen? The Indian population will be very high. How many? 1.2 billion. Okay, take an examples of China is the first place. We are in the second place in population. Okay, so what happened? There is a what is the resource will be very less. Suppose a family they have only one children. They will get all the beneficial effects. Suppose 2 children means what happened? It will be divided into equal. Okay, likewise, suppose take an example 16 children. What will happen? They will not get proper enough amount of nutrition, all aspects. Okay, they will not enjoy themselves. That is very, very complicated one. Go to the next one. The reproductive health problems and also strategy. This is a very, very important one. And problems, myths, and also misconceptions. In India, sex and sexuality are not talked about freely, creating a lot of problem. That is the reason. Okay. Okay. When we talk about the sex, what happened? He is a very bad guy. Like that, they may talk, and they will not friends with you. That is also. But it is also very, very essential and healthy aspect you have to think. There is a lack of awareness among the people as the religious and traditional society does not impart the knowledge of reproductive health to the children in India. Many myths and misconceptions exist about the sex-related aspects. These are all a problem and also strategies. In early marriage, this is also another problem. Already in overall, but in even 100 years or 50 years, 70 years before, what happened? No, after birth, 4 to 5 years, what happened? No, they will get married. Okay, so that is earlier marriage. Children were often married as soon as they attain the puberty. After the attaining the age, 7th standard or 6th standard, that time they will get the marriage. This is a very, very complicated one. Okay, the child marriage resulted in having a children even when the parents were themselves kids. Okay, so this is a complicated one. The teenage girl is not physically fit to bear the fetus and nourish his properly. Nourish it properly. That is very, very important. Teenage girl, what happened? They will not get the food, isn't it? They will not eat properly. But how can grow the fetus also? Okay, so this is the awareness. Early marriage. What are the difficulties they are facing? Deformities are common in the children of early marriage. This is deformities means what is that? The physical, any other physical abnormalities also happen. Okay, this is all are comes under the early marriage. So they will not allow to early marriage. That is the reason. That's why the age is 21, 23. 23 for boys, 21 for girls. Nowadays there are so many difficulties also facing. No need that one. Personal hygiene, that is also another one. There is a little knowledge of the personal hygiene and also hygiene of the reproductive organs, which result in the common occurrence of the sexually transmitted diseases. When you are excreting the urine, organs present in it. Suppose in the microorganism is also passed on through the urinary tract. Sometimes it will affect. Okay, suppose in night, what happened? We will not pass. Urine pass, isn't it? So that time it will be affected. It will be defect in your urinary bladder. That is also very, very complicated. You have to take the water also in between. Okay. So population explosion. This is very, very important. Suppose there is no any planning for the what is that? Children. What will happen? Population will be high. Okay, rapid increase in human population called as population explosion. Rapid increases. When it occurs in 1950, note it down, this is very, very important. 1950, suddenly what happened, increases 30 billion to 80 billion, like that in our country. Sudden explosion means what happened? Even take an example, food and health and whatever it may be, all are what will happen, suffer. The ecological balance is also suffer due to this explosions. Populations. Okay, MMR and also IMR. What is by MMR? Listen here, MMR, sometimes they may ask the questions. Maternal mortality rate. Mortality rate. IMR is the infant mortality rate. Okay, mortality or high in female. These are the two things. Is there very, very important things. Okay, suppose maternal mortality rate means already in our after finishing, after what happened, after attaining the age 75, 80, 85, 90, like that, the natural death. Okay, some of the people saw what happened. They will be rescued from the natural death. That is called as maternal mortality rate. And infant mortality rate, due to the what is that? Proper medicine. They do not have the proper medicine. That time, what will they will do? The infant as well as the mortality rate will be very high. Nowadays, there are so many specialized equipment and medicines also discovered. So the mortality rate will be reduced, means the population will be high. That is very, very important. Okay, so go to the next one. And next one is sex determination. This is also very, very important. There is a now statutory ban on the determination of fetal sex through the amniocentesis. This is another point. Okay, before delivery, we cannot be able to find out whether the baby is male or female, isn't it? But it is possible when the amniocentesis, determination of the chromosome number and the type in cell found in the amniotic fluid. Already we discussed it. What is the amniotic fluid? It's between the layer. Okay, in the uterus, there is amniotic fluid. Is that the amniotic fluid? When you are derived, when you are collecting the amniotic fluid, we can easily find out whether the presence of male or female baby within the uterus. It is highly banned. Okay, just when you are going to see the doctor and hospital, here, what is that? What is the proverb is that? We cannot say whether the fetal is male or female. We cannot do that one. Like that they told it. But they know very well about which one is there inside, whether baby, girl baby or boy, like that. Okay. How they are identified with the amniotic fluid. Note it down. This is very, very important. Sex determination by the amniotic fluid. And the sonography method. This is also very, very important. These are the two things is very important. Observation of the genitalia and follicles. Okay, the follicle is also very, very important for the identification of the sex determination, whether the male or female. Here you have to note it down. 2 point is very, very important. Amniotic fluid used for the, which one you know? Determination of the chromosome number and the types of the fetal sex. Which method? Sonography is instruments used for the determination of the sex. That is very, very important. These are the 2 points is very, very important. Next one is amniocentesis. What is the meaning of amniocentesis? It's nothing but, what is that? The amniocentesis is a parental diagnostic technique in which a small amount of amniotic fluid is removed from a sac surrounded the fetus for testing. Already we discussed amniocentesis is nothing but the technique. Which fluid they are taking? Amniotic fluid is taken. Where? From the sac of surrounded by the fetus for testing. This technique is used to check the fetal infection. Sometimes it may be used for the genetical information about genetical abnormalities present in the chromosome in the fetals. Suppose if we identified some of the person, some of the traditional diseases also pass on to the next one generation to another generation. Already you know about some of them are having. Each and every human being, they are having own specific, what is that? Infection, chromosomal abnormalities, defects, genetic defects present in it. That's why, okay, we will not marriage in our family, the uncle, daughters, like that, you know, they will not marry. Why? Because the chromosomal abnormality present in it, what happened in it may be inherited to the one generation to another generation. It is also surrounded their family only. That is the reason. This technique is used to check the fetal infection, chromosomal genetic defects, and also abnormalities, etc. What is that? Amniocentesis is nothing but one of the technique, the technique used for the amniotic fluids. What is the main functions, you know, that is used for the check the fetal infection, chromosomal defects, and the abnormalities, etc. Note it down. This is very, very important. This technique has been misused to determine the sex of the developing baby. This has led to the increasing in female feticide. What is the meaning? You know about even take an example, Madurai, the Usulambati, that area, you know, supposed female side baby, girl baby birth is possible. What happened? Automatically they will kill due to some, what is that? Poisonous. This has led to the increasing in female feticide, even fetus. Suppose what happened, you know, in stomach itself, mother stomach itself, what happened? They will give some poisonous. Otherwise, after birth, what happened? They will give poisonous substance and kill the female babies. These are all are happen. Now it prohibited, and also there are so many laws also, law and order problem. Okay, there are so many laws also. What is it? Introduced for this type of feticides. So there is no statutory ban on the amniocentesis for the sex determination. This is also a there is now a statutory ban on the amniocentesis for the sex determination. Amniocentesis is one of the technique. The technique is completely banned due to these type of feticide. Okay, this is very, very important. And then next one is population explosion and birth control. Here we have to discuss about the population explosion, and some of the birth control we have to discuss here only. But remaining things you have to discuss, you have to go through the book, then only you will get the ideas. Okay, so first one, population explosions. First, see here, the tremendous increases in population is called as population explosion. Tremendous, already I told you, 1950 to 80, there is how many billions of people's increases. Here we have to discuss one by one. See here, the world population was around 2 billions, 2000 million in 1900. Note it down, 1900. What will be the world population? 2.0. That is equal to 2000 million. Okay, then it becomes about 6 billion. Here 2, here 6 billion. That is also 6000 million in 2000. How many years here back? 10,000, 100 years. 100 years, how many changes occurs? See here, 4 billion people are increased. And 7.2 billions in 2011. Here, 2000, 2000. Each and every census takes place. How many years do you know? Each and every 10 years only. Okay, here the last census taken by 2011, isn't it? It had been taken by 2011. So now 2022 or 21 you have to take, but they didn't take the census. Okay, anyhow, the population of India was 350 millions at the time of partitions in 1947. 1947, see here, 350 millions only. And it reached 1,000 million and 1 billion in May 2000. 2000, how many is that? 1 billion. And crashed 2.2 billions in May 2011. World Population Day, will you please tell me when? July 11. Okay. So here, see here the changes, dramatical changes occurs when 1947, 350 only. 2000, 1,000 million only. 2011, 1.2 billions. Imagine. Okay. See that. India is the second most populous country in the world, next in China. 1,120 million in China. India has 15.6% of the total world population. So one is every 6 people in the world is an Indian. This is very, very important. Okay, so this is also sometimes they may ask the question, we are the second place population. See here, the population of India as per 2011 census was, see here, 1.2 billions and etc. India added 181.5 million to its population since 2001, slightly lower than the population of Brazil. Total population of Brazil, what is that? Lower. See, imagine. India with the 2.4 of the world surface area accounts for 17.5% of the its population. These are all are calculated. You have to note it on this one is very, very important. These 3 points is very, very important. Which one? These 3 only. Okay. And also how many percentage? This is an India has a 15.6% in world populations. Okay, this one is the last one. The world surface area account for 17.5% of the its population. This is also another important point. Sometimes they may ask the questions. See here, the total population already told 1.2 billions. Most populous state in our country, Uttar Pradesh. See here, how many things is there? And least population state, Sikkim is the things. As per 2011 census. These are all what is it? Why we are studying this one, you know, suppose we do not have the proper, what is that? Planning. Okay, reproductive planning. That is called as planning is that what happened, you know, automatically the population explosion also takes place. As a result, what happened? We will not get the proper food, shelter, and also the crowded life is there. That is the reason. Okay, go to the next one. See that. In terms of India area, it is also given in a book, and the sex ratio 933 females to 100 males. 100 male is there. Here 933 female is there. So how many male is extra? 67 male is extra in nature. So you will not get marriage, isn't it? Okay, male literacy is 5.85. The female literacy is 54.16. The most populous state in India, Uttar Pradesh, already we discussed. The second most populous state in India, Madhya Pradesh. The least populous state in India, Sikkim. The most densely populated state in India, West Bengal, 1904, like that. Okay, other things also given in the second most densely populated state, Bihar. The least densely populated, Arunachal Pradesh, 13% per square kilometer. Per kilometer, 13% only lived. Okay. This is also calculated per square kilometer. The Union Territory, Delhi is first. The Union Territory, which one is the last one? Andaman Nicobar, 43% square per kilometer. The average life expectancy in the 64 years, already told you, 64 years for male and 67 years for female. Okay, suppose we can maintain according to their food, okay, and healthy exercise and fruits, antioxidant properties of foods. We will take means what happened, the lifespan will be increases. Take an example, so Japanese peoples and also other European country peoples, they may live up to 110, 100 like that years ago. So they are all depends upon their food habits and the exercise, that thing. The sex ratio in Kerala state, 1058 female is there. Here 1000 male. In our country, how many is there? Already in our 1933, isn't it? Female is higher. 58 female is higher. 58 female is here only. The state with the highest literacy rate in Kerala, 94.2. The male is 88% of the, what is that? Females also. These are our highest literacy rate in the Kerala state only. These are all a south region. Okay. Sometimes they may ask the question, highest literacy rate in Kerala, and sometimes the ratio, sex ratio, and Kerala, how much? 1058, 1000. Female is 58 is higher than that of the male. That is also very good. Average lifespan, sometimes they ask the questions. Okay, note it down, my dear son. Reason for population explosions. The major causes for population are as follows: the rapid decline in the death. Death rate is decrease, means automatically what happened, the population rate will be very high in nature. The rate of infant mortality rate, already we discussed IMR, and maternal mortality rate, MMR. Increase the health facility. How it will happen, because the increased health facilities and between the living conditions. Increase the number of the people of the reproductive age also. Okay. And protection from natural calamities. What is the meaning of calamities? Calamity is nothing but the natural disasters. What is that? So many equipments were discovered. For example, tsunami is coming, we are having specific equipment. That is called a seismography. And even natural disaster, earthquake, we can easily identify it. So we can escape from the one place to another place. Take an example, dog and elephant animals. They know before 1 or 2 days, or 12 hours or 24 hours, they can migrate from the one place to another place. When the natural calamities or natural disaster occurs, what happens? Automatically it comes out. Suppose take an example of sea, ocean. What happened? The blue whale is there, and also dolphin is there. It comes to the near to the what happened on land places, because some of the natural calamities occurs inside the ocean also. Okay, so these are the awareness. Okay, the population explosion first occurred. The correct answer is 1951. Note it down. This is, my dear students. 1951 is the India, and also 1961 is the another one. The decades 1951, 1981 are referred to as the period of population explosion in India. Explosion in India takes place in 1951 to 81. It was caused by the rapid fall in the mortality rate, but a higher fertility rate and the population in the country. This is the reason for the explosion. This is also another question. Sometimes they ask the question. Okay. The birth control, kindly go to the book, please, because it is very complicated to explain. Okay. Okay. Go to the next one. So, how will you control the birth? Some of the physical method is also there. Just go through the book, then only will get it. Next, we will pass under so many. What is the intrauterine device? That is called as IUD. Intrauterine device. It's only fixed for the female. That is the reason. First one is biological inert device. Biological inert device. These are non-medicated, and it is present in the uterus, prevent the implantation of the blastocyst. Example, Lippus loop mask T coil. This is the example. Biological device used for the prevention of the implantation. What is the meaning of implantations? The egg is, after the fertilization, the egg is fixed with the endometrium, isn't it? It can be easily prevented by using these things. What happened? The child will not possible. Okay, this is the first category. And second one is the copper releasing device. Among these devices are copper T. copper and Maliluded 375, copper T 380, Nova T. These are all are what is that? Copper releasing devices. What happened? Copper is once released there, it will what may happen? Completely kill the sperm inside the uterine device. Okay, it is also made up of copper. This is also one of the what is that? A small wires connected with the wires. Okay, see here. Just to go through it, you will get it. Okay, just check in your Google. Among these devices are copper made. Okay, the copper made device, what happened? They will control the mobility of the sperm. Correct examples. What is that? Correct explanation is they can control the mobility of the what is that? Sperm. How? Because it produces some substances. Okay, that substances what happen automatically kill the sperms. In this copper wire is wrapped around the vertical stem of the polypropylene frame. Note it down. This is the copper T is made up of. Sometimes they may ask the questions. Which one? The copper wires is wrapped around the vertical stem of the polypropylene frame. The release of copper ion suppresses the sperm motility and its fertilization capacity. I already told you these are the two functions. Okay, three main function is that 3 point is very, very important. One is called as what is meant by copper T. What is the composition? It is made up of what? What is the mechanisms? Okay, the copper T is but it's also one of the device, copper releasing device. The copper wire is wrapped around the vertical stem of the polypropylene frame. And what is the main mechanism? It releases of the copper ions. As a result, what can suppress the sperm motility and its fertilization capacity. Completely prevent the sperm motility. What happened? They will not fuse with the egg. As a result, the zygote formation not possible. The child is not possible. Okay, so this is the another case. And another one is called hormone releasing intrauterine devices. It is also another type of uterine devices. It's also control the birth control the population, otherwise called as zygote formations. See here, progesterone LNG20. Progesterone is a T-shaped device which releases the progesterone, which rich forms a thick plaque of mucus at cervix. Is prevent the penetration by the sperm. When you are placing these type of what is a hormone related device, what happened? It release the progesterone. As a result, what happened? There is a mucus secretion also produced in the cervix. That mucous membrane, what happened? It may be prevent the penetration of the sperm inside the fallopian tubes. This is another method. Hormonal method. Hormonal. Okay, sorry, here spelling mistakes there. It is otherwise called as hormonal method. Hormonal method, contraception is one of the most effective contraceptive method available today. The first oral contraceptive drugs was proposed by Pincus in 1956. This is also a contraceptive Contraceptive is nothing but what is that? Tablets or something else. Okay. This drugs was a first prepared oral contraceptive. That is not it one very, very important one. Pincus in 1956. Okay. This is very, very important one. When in the first explosion is takes place, 1951. Okay. This is the first 5-year plan. Second 5-year plan, what happened? The population control. Just imagine 1956. See here. There are usually two types of oral contraceptive via combined oral pills and mini pills. Oral pills also and mini pills. These are the two types of combinations also given by the for the control of the fertilization. Combined oral pills here. The combined oral pills contain a mixture of synthetic progesterone called progestin or progesterone along with the estrogen. These are the two combinations. This is made up of pills, tablets like that. The tablets are taken starting on the 5th of the day of the cycles for 21 days. After a gap of the 7 days, the same pattern has to be repeated. Okay. So when the intake of tablet is stopped, the menstrual bleeding begins. This is also very, very important. Okay. These tablets are to be taken at a fixed time of the day, preferable after a meal. Example, Mola D and Mola N. These are the two tablets is taken. These are the time duration. What is the providing? They provide the progesterone as well as the progestin component. Particularly tell us the progesterone along with the estrogen. These are the two hormones containing pills. Taking. As a result, what happening? It will be stopped. When you are stopping the tablets intake, what happened? Automatically the bleeding comes out. That is the combined oral pills suppresses the pituitary hormones FSH and LSH. This is also another one. Sometimes they may ask the question in the NEET. This in turn suppresses ovulations. At the same time, progesterone causes atropic changes in the endometrium, which are not suitable for the implantation. Progesterone also acts on cervica mucus, making it thick and tenacious and impermeable by sperm also. What happened, the combined oral pills, when you are taking, that time it suppresses the pituitary hormone FSH and LH. As a result, what happening? Atropic changes, atropic inside changes of the endometrium. Okay. Remarkable changes inside of what happened, which are not suitable. When the changes occurs inside the endometrium, what happened? It will not suitable for the implantation. It will not easily fix to the endometrium because some of the mucous membrane present on the endometrium. What happened? The egg is not easily implanted with the endometrium. So what happened? Do not zygote formations. That means the baby formation is not possible. Progesterone also acts as a cervix mucus, making it thick and also tenacious. The progesterone also what happened? It's thick in nature. As a result, what happened? The sperm, it will not enter into the thick layer. It also prevented by the progesterone. These are the two things. The use of OCS, oral contraceptive, have been found to reduce the incidence of ovarian cyst, ovarian and also uterine cancer. The incidence PID, pelvic inflammatory disease, is also reduced. These are the another category. Combination of oral contraceptive, COC, does not protect a woman against HIV and sexually transmitted infections. These are the pills, small tablets or chemical substance. What are the physiological functions which occurs inside the uterus? Okay, how it will be prevent the, what is that, baby formations, how it will be secreted. The endometrium covered by the mucous layer, so it cannot be able to fix the egg or ovum on the endometrium. It prevent. Progesterone also secreted. It's also mucous in nature, so the sperm, it will not penetrate. Likewise, there are so many, what is the possibilities against the baby formations. At the same time, the combined oral contraceptive, it will not fight against many any HIV diseases. That means viral diseases, sexually transmitted. Take an examples of what is that? Gonorrhea, syphilis, HIV. Okay, fungal diseases also there. Okay, see there. Mini pills, progesterone only pills. See the POP. We will finish it up to this level only. The lowest doses progesterone only pills are levonorgestrel have been introduced to avoid the side effect of estrogen in the combined pills. This pill is also to be started within 5 to 7 days of the menstruation and is to be taken at the same time each day. When you are taking, the cycle is already we studied, the menstruation cycle already we studied. First 5 days is the bleeding period. After the bleeding period, what happened? No, have to take 5 to 7 days every month. That is very, very important. So, centrochromone. Centrochromone is a synthetic non-steroidal contraceptive pill started on the first day of mens and taken twice weekly for 12 weeks. And thereafter, only one per week. It prevents the implantation through the endometrial changes. All the pills, what happened, it prevents the endometrial implantation only. Okay, as it has a strong anti-estrogenic effect. It is not teratogenic or carcinogenic. It has been developed by the Central Drugs Research Institute. Note it down. This is very, 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 very important. 100 times important. The Central Drug Research Institute, CDRI, where it located? Lucknow, Madhya Pradesh, isn't it? And it has been released in India under the name, what is it? Sahili. Note it down. These two is very, very important. The Central Drug Research Institute located in where? Lucknow. Take an example, 2018 or 19 or 20. This question is there. Name is called as what is a Sahil. Note it down. This is also very, very important. Sahili or Sahil. Okay, note it down. This is also very, very important. Okay. And depot injection is also there. Depot injection. The overcome the inconvenience of the daily compliances, depot injection of the progesterone have been developed. An injection of the depometroxy progesterone acetate, DPMA, note it down, DPMA, depometroxy progesterone acetate, called Depo-Provera. Depo-Provera. Note it down. D, here the first two letter D, Provera, like that they have mentioned. Provide contraceptions for the 3 months. The injection are easy to administrate, and there is worry. Okay, so missing pills. This is also otherwise but it's over. Worry over missing pills. This is also another category. Note it down. This is very, very important, and we'll see the remaining things on the next classes. Okay, if you have any doubt, please. Okay, ask me the questions. Anybody else? So look here, what we have to discuss, what is meant by reproductive hygienic, the health. What do you mean by how it will be like that? Okay, what is by population? All those things already we discussed. When the explosion is also takes place, how they are calculating, how many areas, which one of the highest rate, which one is the lowest rate of the state and union territory, and sex ratios, how they will be determined the sex, male and female amniocentesis. Okay, the technique is called, what is a sonography. So all these things already we discussed. The science, the detailed study of the senses is called as what is it? Tomography, isn't it? Note it down. That things we will see in the remaining things on the next classes. Okay, thank you so much for the participation. Happy Diwali and celebrate safely. Thank you so much. Bye. Take care.
Happy Diwali, sir.
Thank you, sir. Happy Diwali, sir.
Same to you, same to your family also. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Happy Diwali. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Wish you the same, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Bye. Take care.